Finally, we're back to installing these brake ducts. I'm just going to mount these here. These are the Quantum Motorsport Brake Ducts. I believe they're only specific to STI. So it comes with the hardware for it. Just use that, the spacers and the screws for all of that. Once that's in, then I will probably do it on the other side and then look into cutting. The brake duct doesn't align perfectly on here. You have this spacer in the back, place over here, and you're going to use that on both sides. You need a hex key also to tighten these in. I'm just going to hand tighten both. I actually need to take this off. My ABS sensor I should put back right now since I removed it when I was working on that wheel stud. Using a 10mm socket, I'm gonna tighten up that bolt that was there. Attachment on this side. I'm gonna try. My neighbor's kid's mocking me. What a sweet kid. So, back at the brake duct. Bye! They came over and wanted to say hi, but with the ABS sensor, looks like I can't route it around the brake duct, but thankfully Quantum Motorsports, when designing these ducts, they put a little rubber strip here so it won't rub, won't cut at the wire. It's pretty gentle on the wire here. So I'm just gonna bolt down this nut. Don't over tighten it, just a little bit. Solid. And work on this other bolts here. You will need a hex key to tighten these down. I don't think Quantum provides one, but it's all good. Let's find one. It took me so long to find this in my garage. I need to organize everything, but I have a hex key socket. I'll just be tightening this down. The original bolts that held up the dust shield were 13 foot-pounds. So I'm just going to torque everything just like the original. That's it. That's good for there. Let's put the caliper and the rotor back on and work on the other side. So according to the Subaru Service Manual, it says to bolt down the caliper bolts to 114 foot-pounds. A little forum research claims that you should not go above 80, 85 or so. I don't have a torque wrench that goes up to 114. I have a bigger one, but I won't have much clearance, so I am just gonna stick with the 80. Sweet. Have my torque wrench down to 80. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to do the same thing onto the driver's side. I don't need to deal with any strip studs here, so this should be a lot quicker. 10mm bolt holding my stainless steel line in, and take that off. Just kidding, using 12mm socket. And then using the 19mm socket we will take off the caliper. I'm actually going to put some WD-40 on these bolts. Just let the WD-40 sit for a little bit and go in and break those two bolts that hold the caliper in place now. Like earlier, this rotor probably will not slide off, so we're going to use the bolt that was holding the brake line in place. I think it's an 8mm socket, and you're just going to tighten it into these holes here. I don't know what it is that it's doing. Service manual said to do this. Just keep going until it loosens up. Three bolts that hold the dust shield in place. You can use 12mm socket that we are just using, I believe. Now that we have the dust shield, rotor, caliper off, we're going to put the brake duct on and use the bolts that were provided. Remember, put the spacer on the back side and the bolts through the front here. And then using a torque wrench, I'm going to torque it down to what service manual had the original stock bolts at, to 13 foot-pounds. That's all set, everything looks good. Put it all back together and then we'll work on ducking everything. We're almost there, almost done here. Found it easier to align the bottom caliper bolt first and then working the top one. Sweet. So everything's in place, bolted back up the stainless steel wire also. Have our torque wrench set to 83 foot-pounds. Just going to torque up the caliper back and we should be good. Sweet. Everything's bolted down. Awesome. Let's work on the ducking portion of all of this. We're about 80% of the way done here. We have the ducking on the back of the brakes. This will fit, the hosing will fit right back over here. Being snug fit, but you'll get the idea. Now we just need to find a way to route this to the front naca ducts that we bondoed behind the fog light bezel. What I am thinking, I'm going to Dremel a hole into the Splashguard right here. Just dremeling a hole right over here. Once I open up that hole, then I could route this hose all around towards the front. We marked the hosing where we're gonna cut on the Splashguard. I think it's safer to try to cut it with the Splashguard off the car. So how to take off the Splashguard. There's 1, 2. I broke a pin somewhere up here, but there should be 3 and 4. 4 clips total and 3 bolts that you need to take out with a, oh here it is, with a 12mm socket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clips. 5 clips on the side and 3 bolts in the center. 1, 2, and a 3rd bolt right up over here. I don't need to take this off. Actually, I might. We'll see. I thought you need to take this off. Take off the splash guard. You actually just need to undo 1, 2 bolts there. 2 clips. This is for a different section of the splash guard. Oops. With the splash guard now off, I don't know if you can see it, but on the side here, you could see the naca duct that we created over there. We have this opening, clear path for us. Just need to cut 1 hole in the splash guard to get the driver's side hose running cleanly. Do a little bit more work here because I was too lazy to do this when I was installing the hella horns, but the stock horn is completely blocking the path. I think I just need to undo this 1 bolt and I should have a nice direct path of air for that hose. So I'm going to do that really quick and then we'll start dremeling. Cut open the holes on both sides of the splash guard as air comes through this area next to the fog light bezel. It'll go through the naca duct through this hosing, which I believe will go through here and then out towards the side as such. And once it does that, we'll just route it straight to the brake rotors and we will be done. Just need to route all of this, probably vacuum up in here. And I will show you the final product once it's all installed. Final steps over here. We've cut the holes on the splash guard, duct it through. We have the hose already mounted to the front of the car. Now we just need to connect this hose. This is the last one. I did the other side already. So stoked to be finished. I put a little WD-40 on here because it was a pain in the ass to slide this on. Sweet. And secure it with this clamp that was provided. And we're done. We are all finished here. Move this over. You can see the duct is, we have it routed through. I just need to put some clips and a couple bolts to secure the splash guard. We look down below. Let's see if we could get some light in here. A subtle hint of it. You can see that the duct does go through this front vent and it will come around right over here. Everything is perfect. And that's a wrap. The brake ducts are finally on the car, and all I need to do left is attach the splash guard with a couple of bolts, and I think there are a couple of clips I need to put on. But other than that, The DIY brake duct kit that we just installed is on the car. Everything is clamped down, secured. Super happy and excited to see how different the brakes handle on track now with this. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. This is the first time I ever tried to attempt anything like this. I am by no means a professional mechanic. The only experience I have with a car is basic oil change maintenance. This STI has been a huge learning journey. A lot of first time experiences with it. Installing catback early on, short shift kits, transmission mount, motor mounts I didn't do myself. Adon at AQ Motorsports did that for me. But attempting to do a brake duct kit was something that I never thought I would do. The thought of playing with Bondo, using a Dremel, all these things intrigued me, and I always admired people that were able to be more hands-on with the cars and do a lot of things themselves. Just want to say thank you again for watching. If you have any questions, please comment them below. I'll do my best to answer them. I will put a link for all of the parts that I use, the brake duct hosing where I got them, the brake duct themselves that goes behind the rotors. Those were from Quantum Motorsports. I'll put a link for that below. The naca ducts that I bondoed to the back of the front bumper, I'll put that. All of that is going to be in the description below. If you have any questions, again, please comment them below. If there is anything that I could have done better in terms of organizing myself better, in terms of applying Bondo better, or whatever it is, if you have any tips that could help me improve in working with my car, I'd love to hear them. I'd love to dialogue that with you. Thank you so much. And I would really appreciate it if you just like this video and subscribe to my channel, because I'd love to continue making more videos for you guys on how to. I'd love to just journalize everything. The next thing that I have coming up then, when time permits, is installing an IAG air oil separator. I haven't seen that on YouTube yet. I've seen other people install other air oil separators, but why not IAG? So we'll throw that into the mix. And yeah, thank you again for being a part of this journey. Thank you again for watching. Have a good night.